boxing fans can start looking forward to the biggest ever fight between two British boxers. A deal has been struck for Anthony Joshua to fight Tyson Fury for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, tells Sky News that contracts have not been signed, but both sides have agreed to the financial terms.
The biggest fight in British boxing history has just been agreed. Get up there, my boy! Two-fight deal. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua next year.
Well, he's excited. Let's speak to our sports correspondent, Martha Candler, who's also excited, I suppose. And, I mean, a lot of boxing bouts are overhyped, not this one.
No, this is very big indeed. And as you mentioned, it's a fight that many boxing fans have been waiting several years to hear that is on the cards now. And when it does happen, it will be billed as the biggest fight in British boxing history. There's no doubt about that. And that is understandable because Anthony Joshua is a megastar of the sport. He's at the very top of his game. He holds 3 of those world heavyweight title belts, while Tyson Fury holds the other one. So this is the chance, in its simplest terms, to see who is the very best heavyweight fighter in the world. But so far they've never met in the ring, but that is about to change. The boxing promoter Eddie Hearn telling Sky Sports earlier on that a deal had been reached, and I think we can hear a little bit of what Eddie had to say.
It's the biggest fight ever in British boxing. It's 2 British heavyweight world champions fighting for the undisputed heavyweight world championship. So it doesn't get any bigger than that. And there will never be a bigger fight, I don't think, probably in our generation, to be quite honest with you. And you've got 2 guys, both very different, both fight differently, both experience different things in their career, both come back from adversity at one stage or the other. And I just think it's got everything.
Well, Martha, everyone's appetite's been well and truly whetted, but we want to know when and where.
Well, it's a 2-fight deal that's been struck, and we think the first time that they'll fight will be in the summer of 2021, depending, of course, on what happens with the coronavirus and if it's able to be staged with fans, which will, of course, be the overwhelming wish of the fight promoters. The big question is, where will this fight be held? My understanding is that promoters from Saudi Arabia were over in London just before the coronavirus shutdown, speaking to Anthony Joshua's team and expressing their wish that they would host this fight. They'd clearly be a controversial host on human rights grounds, but they did host Anthony Joshua's most recent fight against the American-Mexican Andy Ruiz. You'd also think that Wembley would be in the frame, perhaps Cardiff, or maybe even Las Vegas, which has of course hosted many of the biggest fights in boxing history. Both men do have to fight before that, not insignificantly for Tyson Fury. He faces the man known as the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, who's an incredibly dangerous prospect. But as Tyson Fury was saying rather breathlessly earlier, this fight against Anthony Joshua is the big one. It's the one boxing fans have all been waiting for.